Welcome to another episode of LQ Interviews. I'm LQ1998, and joining me today is Larnuu of Larnuu Works.
Hello.
Now, it's been a while since I've done one of these, but I finally got around to recording them again during winter break, and Larnuu actually answered my message after about, 6 months?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
It's fine, we got around to it.
Yeah.
So, as you have listened to my other interviews know, this is the series where we kind of relive someone's journey through the Bionicle community and go along with all the stories they've had in it. So, let's get down to it. Larnuu, when did you first get introduced to Bionicle?
I'm trying to remember now, I've been around since the Toamata, so was that 2001 or 2000?
Well, it depends on where you live, but I assume you're in North America, so...
Yeah.
2001.
Yeah, okay, then 2001. Yeah. I've been following it since 2001 and didn't really become like a super fan until around the Toa Naika, I'd probably say is where I became like a more hardcore than I was before.
I feel like that's the trend with a lot of people who are still around today because we wouldn't have been old enough to become a super fan, so to say, before Naika.
Yeah, I was too busy with Pokemon.
Oh, yeah. What was your first set?
Tahumata. I still have them, and
the classic stereotypical Tahumata.
Yeah. First set was Tahumata. My brother got Galimata at the same time, so if that counts.
And then, so you just pretty much got the sets for a while until 2006. When did you get into the story?
I got I paid attention to the story a little bit, but I didn't really read much. I still really don't. So I didn't really get too much into the comic books, but I did get into the Miramax films. I really enjoyed watching them. I've watched them like countless times. So I'd probably say around then.
I feel like I'm the only one who didn't get into Bionicle through those. In fact, I didn't see them until 2013.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I just got in from the comic books because, like I said, I didn't get around until 2006, and by then the VHSs weren't really in stores. In fact, most people didn't have VHS players.
Yeah. I'm lucky that wasn't my case. Yeah.
So, what time did you join the online community of Bionicle, and where did you join it originally?
The online community, weird situation with that. So, Bionicle ended back in 2010, and when looking for Bionicle videos on YouTube, I found T1 Movies stop motion animation, and through him went to do 15 and then other Bionicle people, and realized there was a Bionicle stop motion presence on YouTube. I was doing Bionicle creations and making a bunch of stop motion films before I even joined the community for like 2 years, so I was like around and kind of like doing things, but I wasn't really like an actual presence. Like I didn't actually comment or upload videos until 2012. Yeah.
What was your first video you uploaded?
First video I uploaded was a video called Bulk Has It Rough, which is basically just a bunch of Bionicle characters beating up the Hero Factory character Bulk. So yeah, pretty classy.
Oh yeah, it's gotta be better than Callan's Tahu and Hero Factory.
You ugly.
Oh boy. So from there, actually I'm looking at your channel now. There's actually a video called First Video Ever.
Oh yeah. Back when YouTube had like the Google search stories thing, I did fill out that form and made my search stories video. So if that counts.
Yeah, I wasn't around during any of that. I don't even remember it.
Yeah, it was kind of a trend. I still don't know if I don't even think the creator is still up, and YouTube even has like the little thing that you fill out to create the video with anymore.
I don't think it does.
No.
YouTube, especially like in the years Bionicle was gone, just went through so many changes itself.
Yeah, definitely. There's some positive, most negative.
Like I said, I didn't become a content creator until that was almost done, so I didn't even realize the effects of it.
Yeah. Oh, you're lucky.
Yeah. So, what time did you really start to notice like a jump in views for your videos?
Jumping views. I was actually making videos for like about a year and got like only it was like only like I'm trying to think like um I'm trying to remember how it went again. How the creation went along was that was oh wait, actually I got the dates wrong. Sorry about that. I actually started in 2011, not 2012.
Hmm.
In 2011, I only got like about 86 subscribers. However, my major spike was I made a video called "Stupidity of Larnuu's Soda Bar," which was just a little animated short collaboration with IDS5621, creator of Unapex and Pals, and that kind of got me initially the first 200 subscribers.
Hmm.
And after that, I got the majority of my following through my Gakka and Rhea stop motion series, which I
Hmm.
started at the end of 2012 and ended around last year. But
Yeah, needless to say, Gaku and Ryu was probably your most famous creation.
yeah, oddly enough, though, my three most viewed videos are uh, Tahu Has the Power, a music remix from Kid Icarus Uprising, and that show with Bill Wright. So, not very sure if that's a good or bad thing.
Well, Gaku and Ryu have really established a name for themselves in the community.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely glad about that.
Yeah.
For better or worse.
Probably for better. I mean, I remember watching videos where you were talking about how you were kind of disappointed in the quality of the first season of Gaku and Ryu.
Yeah.
I mean, notice a lot of video creators tend to notice more mistakes in their own videos than the people watching them.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you say your favorite of season one was?
Wow, it's going straight to season one's favorite. Uh, None of them. Next question. No. I'd probably actually say I might actually be the Christmas special that happened in between season one and season two, which
Hmm.
is technically part of season one because it feels more like a season two episode, and it actually has like a
I forget. Was that the one where they thought it was non-canon, or am I thinking of the other one?
that's the other one. The one
Okay, that was
the one I'm referring to is where they try to go to they are trying to get free food, but
Oh
they
yeah,
don't
I
have any
remember that
money.
one.
It's I like that one. It's pretty. I feel like it's actually like a consistent. Like it actually has comedic pacing to it, while the other ones. I'd probably say the reason why I don't really care for the other episodes is that they're much more dragged out and less condensed as the later episodes are, which you can kind of tell in terms of
Yeah.
view time. Which some people like the longer episodes, but I rather have shorter episodes that are I took more time on.
So, where did you get the idea for a lot of the characters in Gaku and Ryu?
I'm trying to think. I believe I covered some of this in Yakuria bonus, so I might contradict myself if anybody watched that. But then again, nobody really watched that, so I don't really have to worry about being called out for that. Most of the characters, let's see, Barak and Sarak were based off my two cats. My brother was the main inspiration for Rio. Trying to think of what else. Gecko is a weird combination. He's mostly just a really irritable version of me combined with some other like comedic personalities I like JonTron and things like that. So, trying to think of what else. Besides that, most of the other characters are just kind of stereotypes.
When did you first get the idea for it to be a series rather than just a one-off, like most of
Actually,
your earlier videos?
Interesting thing. Gakka and Rio was something I initially was planning and wanted to do since the bulk has it rough video. And I was working on it before even creating my YouTube account. But I didn't want to go and jump straight into doing the series because I actually wanted it to be good, but at the same time, I didn't think my videos were quality enough to actually tell a consecutive story. So I wanted to have some practice and work up to it. Yeah.
If you could go back and redo one of the episodes of season one, which one would you do?
It definitely would be Hungarian Eel Mouse
Oh
part
yeah.
one because I never made a part two. Um, it never went anywhere, and it was also supposed to follow along a B story of Barak and Sarek and their job, which I never established. It just opens up too many doors, and I really wish that I just kept them closed.
I think almost every like biotuber has a story like that with a plot arc they started but just never could finish.
Yeah, everybody has at least one of those.
So, did you have an ending planned for that at the time?
For you mean Neil Mouse?
Hungarian Needle Mouse.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
no, I actually did have a plan. It was a lot of the season 2 episodes. I have had some like rough drafts for a lot of season 2 episodes and characters, but I decided to since the phrase "keep it simple, stupid." I kind of had to keep that in mind, so I had to simplify a lot of things. One of them being I just cut out most of the Barak and Sarek job storyline. But I did actually originally have it planned, and like Kerog was initially the person who stole the needle mouse, but Kerog didn't want to be caught, so he pinned the theft on like some side character like Larrabee or something like that. And Barak then finds it's Larrabee, and Larrabee gets like arrested in like some stupid way. So yeah, but if you don't know who Larrabee is, it's that one-off short that green guy appears, which was surprisingly enough one of the most hated characters in the series for some reason.
Yeah, interesting. I remember you mentioning on a video that Barak and Sarek were never as well received as you'd like them to be.
Yeah, I did say that in like season 1. I felt like that, like a lot of people. I even got comments. Like I mean, season 1, I got more of the comments of like, why are these characters here? What did they add to the plot? Season 2, I was able to establish them more and develop them. However, I still got comments like on Party Farty Part 2. I did get a comment saying why are we caring about these snake-headed people? Let's go to the title characters.
I never understood that myself because Barak was like my favorite character in the show.
Oh, thank you.
I just like his like style of humor.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Maybe I'm at least I don't rate cringy, stupid people.
So, what made you decide to like transition from season 1 to season 2 and actually label them as seasons? Because that's not something a lot of people do with stop motion.
Well, it was like a 6-month break, maybe even closer to a year break between Gak and Rio season 1, aka Classic, and season 2 Alpha. I wanted to also like make Alpha like a new entry point because when looking back at the time, like I mean, I'm still pretty critical about my videos, but at that time, I was like, relentlessly critical about my older videos, and I thought it was absolute garbage. Something like something that I was kind of embarrassed at creating. So I kind of wanted to create something that would be a new entry point to the series. So this is the reason why I kind of titled it Gakkenria Alpha and tried to make it like a new beginning and like new easier access to the series and try to keep it more like keep each season more self-contained.
Oh yeah, I missed a question. I remember I wanted to ask myself in the season 1 finale. There's like this gang member type. I never understood what was going on there. I mean, it was hilarious, but I didn't understand what the heck.
There wasn't really much of a storyline on it. It was just supposed to be like something out of the blue. Like I did think like maybe I could have like elaborated it like if I ever wanted like revisit like some sort of like gang mobster plot, but I don't really like those storylines. And those episodes were actually written by my brother, which is also another thing that season 1 and season 2 do have a different shift in tone, being in terms of that the majority of the season 1 episodes, exception for clubbing and episode 1, were written by me, while all the other episodes in the main season 1 were actually written by him, with me like supervising and changing some of the script, saying like, no, this doesn't work. While season 2, since it was again supposed to be more condensed and quicker comedy and for a lack of a better term, more web show formatted, he doesn't really care for writing that format too much, so I kind of did more of it. Well, he
fired him.
Yeah, no, I didn't really necessarily fire him.
I'm
Like I wrote the drafts, and he actually it was actually a reverse situation where he would write the drafts and I'd edit it. Where now it would be I write the drafts and he edit it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just asking that because I remember when I was talking with Callan and doing the interview with him a while back, like, there was this thing with the Dermis turtle and Tahu, which had this crazy long backstory I never even got in the video.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
Like, the video is so much better after you hear the backstory.
Yeah. I've heard about that one before.
So, now, transitioning into Season 2, overall, would there be anything you'd change in Season 2 going back?
I try to think. It's mostly just length. Like I just wanted to make more episodes. Like
Mm.
that. Like one like a common criticism is it's kind of a short season and it just kind of ends abruptly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to fix the end abruptly problem because as I'm currently as this interview goes on, I am working on like a special epilogue episode that is about 5 minutes long, maybe closer to the 7 minute range, somewhere between 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah, I look forward to that because I am in the majority. That was a really abrupt ending.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
almost like the entire episode was just saying we're ending.
yeah. No, no, yeah. Hopefully, I can change it in this. I really regret how it ended like that. But luckily, that thing, the epilogue is actually it's like 95% done.
Hmm.
Like I'm going to be able to finish it tomorrow. Still, I don't know when I'm going to upload it. But I'm going to have to work the uploading schedule out. But it is going to be done tomorrow. So that's good because don't really have much room in my schedule, which is one of the main
Hmm.
reasons why I had to end the series so abruptly.
So, did you have other ideas or like scripts that you really wish you could have gotten out in the season but just didn't have the time to?
Let's see. There were a lot of like scrap season 2 episodes before I decided to go with the Yak and Real Alpha approach. Um, like Needle Mouse 2 would be in that list.
Mm-hmm.
What else? There's one episode where Gakka, it was like a Jaws inspired episode where it's like one of the most crazy episodes, and honestly, like I regret it because it's like legitimately like something that I just like couldn't stop laughing at when I was creating it. Which I'm not trying to be egotistical. It's just so stupid that the plot of the episode is that Gakka and Rio, they're basically pressured like for a few episodes prior to this, like there's supposed to be some build up to it, where they were being pressured to actually buy get a job and actually help around at the house when they never want to. But then when they see that basically a shark like parroting Jaws was terrorizing this docks, um, they were they decide like they should go out and try to stop the shark, and they catch the shark by I kid you not, they like basically Dinnick's being as stupid as he is, accidentally like put a bunch of shark pheromones on the ship. So that's how they get the shark, and the shark is like, like, hey, this isn't a lady, and it was going to be like a really stupid situation. But then the thing that would have, no pun intended, jumped the shark would be that Gakko gets the bright idea of, hey, we already have the shark here, so getting the reward, we should just hold it up to ransom and say, if you don't pay us 3 times as much as you would have given us before, we're going to let the shark back into the water, which then the city gives into their demands and they get money. So it also had another good joke
I
there.
feel like there would have been backlash for them after that.
Yeah, it would have been backlash. I mean, it was definitely because in a lot of the earlier episodes, Gak and Rio were more antagonistic, whatever the word is. I do not English very good, as you can probably tell. Most people actually think I'm Russian or Canadian, but that's off topic. But yeah, I did change it because it's just such a absurd plot that just doesn't really fit with the series. But I am definitely using it for something else in the future. So that rant's over.
So, season 2 overall, what were your thoughts on it when you finished it? Do you feel like it's complete enough for you, or would you really wanted to finish it up?
I'd probably say the epilogue finishes it up enough as it could be. I mean, again, like I would have probably like written some more episodes and just more character development, just have the characters more talking and more comedy based episodes. But I don't really have too much of a desire to really do that because I'm currently trying to work on an original series that keeps a lot of the same spirit and personality of the characters. on my animation Cube Punks channel. Yes, I'm plugging that. Shut up, people. But yeah, no, I'm trying to currently work on an original show that does keep a lot of the same humor. So for the most part, if I really want to, like, any desire I had to work on Gakuria is being satisfied on trying to write and get that show started.
So you talked about that show. What are your plans with that?
My plans with it is, Q Punk's, like, I haven't really gotten down to, like, working out, but as the schedule is at the moment, I have 3 projects into made, well, I mean, not into make, into working. One is, I'm currently, like, composing, like, a, big, like, film score styled song that's, like, big and grand and huge. It's gonna be tremendous. However, I'm going to work on that. However, after I do that, my for the next 4 months, what I'm going to be doing is like most of the art and like the character like models for animation for this original series that it keeps the same tone of Gak and Rio. Still kind of want to keep that in the dark, along with trying to do a web comic that I've been wanting to do for ages called Elastic Joe, which is more of just a combination of just things I like that are just weird, but all put into one series, which hopefully is pretty good if you like, action comics and things like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, which if I'm trying to think right now, like for the most part, sorry, tired. So for like if like for most of the updates and like most of the information I have for pretty much anything I'm working on, like I always like update my Tumblr blog with like all the stuff and like categorize and like chart out everything I'm working on. Because it's just nice to have like a public document of just like everything I'm working on, because it's just simple and it keeps things categorized and I never need to make constant updates. Because update videos are the worst. But I trying to think where I was going with this one. So if you want more detail, you can always check there. But for the most part, more of like the details I'm going to cover, like I'm going to have a update video. Again, they're the worst, but I'm going to go into more details on this on my channel when I get like more of the progress done, so I can actually show people off like what I'm working on, and also have a and I don't and also explain what's going on after I release the Gakuria special. But as of now, the Gakuria special is number 1 priority. Sorry I went on that tangent there.
No, that's fine. That's what the interview's for, tangents.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so we've talked a fair bit about your channel. Let's talk a bit more about Bionicle. What was
Alright.
your favorite set in Bionicle?
Favorite set. I'm trying to think. It's a really hard one. I probably would say, like, any of the Toanika. No, wait. Actually, scratch that. What am I talking about? Just the Paraka. Just Thok. Like, any of the Paraka. Like, I like all of them.
Yeah.
I'd just say Thok if I have to choose one, but all the Paraka are good.
I feel like in 2006, there's a rift in the community. Like, a lot of people really didn't like the tone, and there's a lot of people like it's their favorite.
Well, people who don't like 2006 are stupid. I mean, how dare you? Like, seriously, like
2006 is my favorite year. So.
Yeah, like I don't get the whole entire thing where people are like, "Oh my goodness, Nika builds killed Bionicle." Well, first off, it was the first use of the build, so you shouldn't blame the first use. If anything, you should blame Mario or Fantoko for it. And number 2, we've been using the Hero Factory skeleton piece for like over 5 years, and all the sets look the same to me. I mean, I can't tell the difference between
the Hero Factory skeleton piece. I am glad to confirm is dead.
Yes. Yeah, that thing definitely needed to die, and I know I'm gonna get backlash for saying that, but get good or just go home.
Yeah, like I said, you're hitting the nail right on the head. That's what I've been saying is you can't complain about the Nika build if you don't complain about the Hero Factory skeleton.
Yeah,
because it's the same thing. Except I believe, the Hero Factory skeleton went on for even longer.
Yeah, it did. My opinion, Hero Factory skeleton is horrendously bad. A Nika build, it's pretty bad, but there are some good sets made out of
I feel
the.
like the Unica build allows for just a bit more customization.
It
Just the
does.
fact it's made out of more parts.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I'm not one of the people who say CCBS can't be used in Evolve. There's a lot of mocking potential in it, but as the sets go, they're not really a full parts pack, so to say.
Yeah, I mean CCBS. Like my biggest complaint with them is that you have to heavily modify your sets afterwards, and you have to and they tend to look better when combined with older pieces instead of just standing on their own. Which, yeah, why are we even on the Bionicle G2 topic? I already got enough flack for making that What's a Stupid video on it.
Yeah. They're definitely a rift. I can understand the rift between G1 and G2. G2 is just something different. There's going to be a lot of people who don't like it.
Yeah.
So, what's your least favorite set, G1?
Sure. I'd probably say like Prydac, actually. Like the Brocky were just kind of useless. Like the only Brocky that's like actually relevant and actually good looking is Tacadox. So yeah, but I'd say Prydac because he's the only bad Brocky I owned.
Interesting. I haven't heard a lot of complaints about the Brocky before.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite year story-wise?
Story-wise, let me think. Man, I really like 2003. 2003 is pretty dope. But again, the NECA is a pretty good tie there, so it's either 2003 or NECA.
What was your least favorite year in the story?
I'd probably say Mari or Fantoka, which is weird because a lot of people jump to Glatorian, but I didn't really mind the Glatorian too much, honestly. Like, I mean, it's it's kind of again similar to the whole entire Hungarian needle mouse incident, relating it back to me because I'm important and I'm beautiful and everything, but it's kind of the Glatorian fall into a similar situation where you open up a door for a new situation, but you never really explore it, so it just kind of feels awkward and breaks up the narrative, and you just makes you wonder why is this here. But in the different cases where while Hungarian Needle Mouse was just me being lazy and just wanting to avoid a storyline and developing more detail and trying to keep things simple. Glatorian just kind of came across from not being able to continue the series and it getting canceled. So I feel like the Glatorian year could have been better if they had more time to develop it.
Because there's a lot of interesting stories. I mean, one of the only ones they did get finished was Salamon's Tale, and I felt that was one of Bionicle's strongest stories.
Yeah, he's pretty good. I thought like for the most part it was pretty good.
After Bionicle was over, which plot do you feel should have been continued the most? Which one are you most upset about never being finished?
Actually, to be honest, all of them. Like, I just kind of think like after like I honestly I got irritated at Greg for kind of actually continuing the canon after the end of the year because he just kind of continued and opened up the door for many other things and like I mean like the Mario are like mind controlled, half of the Nuvo are like
I'm
separated.
again like the Hungarian Needle Mouse to call it. I feel like Greg, if he would have continued on it, it would have been great, but since it never was continued on it, it kind of shouldn't have existed.
Yeah. So it's that, but at the same time, I knew that it wasn't going to be able to continue because it just doesn't really make too much sense why he would have all the time in the world, and the whole entire situation just was so fragile that I knew it wasn't going to work out.
So before that, what would you say was its biggest issue?
Before that, I'd probably say probably have to think. I'd probably say, aside from that, like, can I just go to story or can I go to sets as well?
Do both.
Okay, well, for sets, I'd probably say definitely the thinner, the hexagonal thinner design for the socket joints that kept on breaking.
Okay, I gotta go on my own tangent.
Okay, yeah, sure, I've been talking enough.
Why did LEGO ever approve something so low quality like that? That's like an anomaly in LEGO itself because usually they're very high quality in all of their part designs, but that one it's almost like bootleg.
Yeah. Theoretically, they actually are theoretically tighter than
they are tighter, but they're
they
brittle.
break. So that's the problem. Is that
I'd rather a loose joint that didn't break than a tight joint that did.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense why they tried to do it, but it just was a bad design. And even then, like, controversial opinion, but I still think that the 2001 joints are still better than the Hero Factory joints, because I've actually had the like I've had friends and myself that I've actually had the Hero Factory pieces actually crack, and some of them break. While my 2001 joints, like, they rarely break.
Yeah, I just find the whole situation with joints strange, and then it gives Technic a bad name. I feel sometimes that the newer ones break, because, and like I said, I'm not anti CCBS by any means, but I feel like some of the arguments made toward the old Technic build are unfair because Technic was kind of drowned out itself.
I will definitely say that it is kind of a little disappointing that we haven't got much Technic stuff, and most of the Technic things are way too expensive and pricey nowadays.
So, story-wise, what would you say before the end would you have preferred was different or not there at all?
Let's see. Trying to think. Honestly, I'm kind of like, even though the NICA is one of my favorite years, I'm still salty to this day about how the Toa and Toa Nuva lost to the Proc, because I'm like, no, best Toa should never lose, but it makes sense in the storyline, and no, it works well, and it's like, cool in terms of narrative, because you're like, oh shoot, the main hero is lost, but at the same time, still wish that didn't happen.
Okay. Well, that about does it for the questions on this interview. Anything else you'd like to add before the end?
Trying to think. Be on the lookout for the Gakka and Rio epilogue if this interview is uploaded before then. If not, hope you enjoyed the epilogue. Sorry if you hear my ramblings and my because I'm not a talking person very well. But hopefully you enjoyed that. Sorry for that Cube Punks tangent. I know literally nobody cares about my original stuff in music, but hey, if you actually do care about that, it means you're loyal, you're smart, you a genius. But trying to think of what else. Bebop Boom, and remember, Gakka Rio Omega is not gonna happen anytime soon. It's going to happen after I get done with my film school education. So quit asking for that.
Gaku and Rio will come out roughly around when the F-Zero sequel comes out.
Yep, yeah, definitely closer to the F-Zero sequel. Your F-Zero, no, actually closer to Mega Man Legends.
So, thank you all for listening to this interview with Larnuu of Larnuu Works. I'm LQ1988, and I thank you for listening to the whole thing. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Go check out my other interviews, which I'll leave links to in the video up here and in the description below. And if you haven't already, which I'm pretty sure if you know our channel, you know Larnuu's channel, so check it out in the links below. I'll also leave links to his Cube Punks channel and his Tumblr page, as he mentioned in the interview.
Oh, cool, thanks.
And for Larnuu Works, I'm LQ1998, and I will see you on the next interview.
And I won't, because I won't be here at all.